Academics have claimed the UK government's economic policies are likely to have caused more deaths than the coronavirus pandemic. Researchers at the Glasgow Centre for Population Health say statistics show 335,000 more deaths than expected were recorded across Scotland, England and Wales between 2012 and 2019. They identified almost 20,000 excess deaths here. The UK Treasury said it's provided significant investment in public services.
Now, cast your mind back to 2010 and a new government cutting public services and benefits, heralding an age of austerity. While new research suggests people lost their lives as a direct result. It looks as though Liz Truss and Kwasi Kwarteng are set to embark on a similar plan, and poverty campaigners are concerned.
They're demanding the UK government increases benefits at the same rate as inflation to prevent more deaths, as well as further pressure on already stretched health services. Our political correspondent Ewan Petrie has been speaking to some of those fearing the months ahead.
Everything's so difficult now, especially even just the price of food alone.
At the Star Project in Paisley, this workshop is passing on tips to cut costs.
We're checking around everyone to see what would fit who.
Shona is among those taking part. She and her husband struggled to get personal independence payments after he was diagnosed with cancer. Soaring bills are adding to her worries.
So I'm £6 for 3 months gas. I'm scared in November what that's going to go up to, so I'm not even putting the heating on at all. My kids have got 3 layers of clothes.
How worried are you about what that might do to your health?
Oh, really worried. I mean, my husband's he's immune depressed, so he needs the heating on at a certain time. If he's not got that on, he could end up with colds, flus.
Everyone here is waiting to find out whether the Prime Minister will raise benefits in line with inflation.
I feel terrified and a bit shell-shocked. We have buried so many people recently, and we know it's going to get hard again, because it's always been hard.
How are you coping with it all?
All of the staff and volunteers that work through this have got vicarious trauma from what we've been through. Hearing people dying on the other end of the phone, or having to deal with it on a very regular basis, or seeing people that haven't eaten in excess of 4 days, really takes its toll on you.
How much is it going to hurt?
The coalition government introduced an austerity programme with major cuts to public spending in 2010.
The combined impact of the tax and benefit changes we make today are tough for people. That is unavoidable.
As well as being tough, this report says the measures led directly to more people dying.
Across the whole of Great Britain, there's 335,000 people that died prematurely, and within Scotland, some 20,000 people have died before their time. Obviously, this is an absolute tragedy, and we can relate that now to the austerity policies that have been introduced since 2010.
There is already clear evidence that cuts to public spending reduces income and access to services, and because of that, it has a bigger impact on poorer communities. What this report does is highlight the toll it's taking on people's health as they're forced to cut back on food and heating. And the message from charities is that any further cuts to benefits will cost lives.
If we don't see benefits increase next year, we can expect to see that those problems accelerate. We can expect to see greater impact on health services, on a whole range of services that people rely on.
What's keeping you going at the moment?
The kids, the family. If the kids weren't here, we wouldn't be here. If I become ill, who's going to look after the kids? So it's hard.
Shona Park ending Ewan's report there. Well, to our special correspondent now. And Bernard, the UK government's tax cuts are unfunded. Will they seek to cut the benefits bill in your view?
I think the short answer to that is yes. Tens of billions of pounds are going to have to be found by the government to fund the tax cuts. They will not cut the budget for the National Health Service because that would be political suicide. The defence budget won't be cut either. In fact, it will go up, as the Prime Minister made clear in her speech today. I think it is inevitable, given the size of the welfare budget, it will be squeezed. The only question is the timing. I think that budget next year on balance benefits will be uprated in line with inflation, because if there's not, there'll be a revolt within the Parliamentary Conservative Party and a potential run on the Prime Minister's leadership. But longer term, I think as inflation falls, the welfare bill will be squeezed. Remember, Theresa May and Boris Johnson both said the age of austerity is dead. Well, it's about to make a return.
And generally, Bernard, what did you make of Liz Truss's speech?
I thought it was very, very long on rhetoric. It was short on specifics, on policy specifics. And, you know, given that this has been a difficult week for the Conservative Party, with divisions being played out at the conference, I thought that she would get up today and lay down the law and simply tell them that these kind of divisions cannot continue, or they can kiss goodbye to winning the next general election. I don't think it was a speech of great authority. Let's be absolutely honest. She's not a political orator. But as her premiership goes on, day after day, well, it's a premiership which really is a baptism of fire.
Bernard, thank you for that.